So, hello everyone. This is an odd video from Castleton railway station. I just wanted to do a little video, just a little one, probably split into 2 or 3 parts. Part 2, I don't know when it will be, but this is going to be quite a long one. So, this is just going to be a video where I share my stories of what actually happened here off camera. Some of them are absolutely hilarious, not gonna lie. So, yeah, I'm gonna go and sit on the shelter on platform 2 and tell you some of the stories. Right, sack that plant. Right, get your brew and let's get ready into these stories. So where do I start with these stories? So, the first story that I have had is probably back in, it was a while ago. This was in Rochdale bus station, so it's a little weird. I'm starting in Rochdale bus station. A random guy just said hello to me. I don't know who the guy was, but slightly weird that he said hi to me, even though I had no idea who that guy was. I was waiting for the exact same bus he was going on. So yeah, that's the first little weird story. I don't know where it came from. Just came out of thin air. So yeah, I don't know where it came from, but it just kind of turned up behind me and said hi. It frightened the life out of me. So yeah, that's the first story starting at Rochdale bus station. Got plenty more to go. So yeah, I hope you don't get bored. If you like it, just let me know and I'll do a part. I'll come down and back to Castleton. I'll record part 2. So yeah, next story. This was actually a funny story because it only happened a few weeks ago. So I was over there in that shelter, just setting up. Actually, no, I was waiting for a train in that shelter, and a woman with I think 2 or 3 kids were trying to tap the credit cards into over there, there, and they came over to me and said, how do I get the train into Manchester? So I just said to her, you come onto the southbound platform where I'm stood now, and you buy your ticket, and I showed her how to buy a ticket on there. Obviously, she wasn't familiar with like how to buy a ticket and all that. And I was like, is that everything? And then she said, yeah, that's everything. And then she just kind of walked off, and I never saw her. I never saw her again. Well, that's Stowe. So, yeah, I never saw her again. After that, I never saw her again. With kids. Slightly weird, but yeah, never saw her again. Yeah. And then the next story happened, and then this is a new story now. I was stood probably where that grit bin is down there. I was just I came down to, it was about 1 o'clock when all the trains were on strike. I think it was last Wednesday at the time of this recording. And she was stood in here, obviously, and then there was people doing drugs over there. That's a story for another time. And she came down to me and said, when's the next train? I was like, tomorrow. And she was like, So, excuse my French, but are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, no, I'm not kidding. And she's like, then what? And she showed me your phone, obviously. And she said, what about this? The ticket that I just bought. And I was like, that was for tomorrow. And she was like, oh shit, I messed up. and she obviously came down and parents dropped her off. And she was like, thanks, I never knew they were on strike today. And I'm like, no, I'll get this train. That's why I've come down here now. So then we can train spot while telling some of these stories. So yeah, she and then she walked off, and I was like, and then and she was like, thanks, and then she went up that foot. So here is 195016 and 195022. As I was saying, yeah, she was like thanking me, and then she went up, and then I came down the day after, and she obviously went into Manchester. So that was absolutely funny though, because obviously those were doing God knows what over there, and then she was obviously stood in there, I was stood over there, and it was like one of those awkward situations, being like, am I meant to be here, sort of thing. Like, you're not. And she was like, I was wondering why it was a little bit quiet. And I was like, yeah, so there's a lot of weird stories like that. And then the next thing, then this was probably like a month and a half, 2 months ago. A woman obviously had no idea how to use a foot crosser, use a footbridge. Came I think it was from down here. She walked all the way down, and she just went under the bridge. And I'm like, what? You shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. Because you shouldn't be doing that. And I'm like, why the fuck has she done that? And I know this is going to be a video with me swearing, but yeah, sorry if I am swearing, but I'm just getting my opinions across on how messed up some people are. Not literally to offend them, but you know what I mean. And then I've had a few times, I'm not going to go down there now, just in case, if they hear me filming, but just down there, behind that railway bridge there is a place where kids go and hide. There's a little gate, if you haven't realised, there's a little gate. I think if you look at my train, if you look at the station tour that I did at Castleton, I think you can see it. That's the gate that I'm on about. Yeah, that's the gate that I'm on about. I've seen a lot of kids go in and out of that. I have, and I'm like, yeah. And then in between recording, I've stood up there somewhere. I've just placed my phone down on the tripod, and I pointed it like that. When I'm not recording, obviously. So then, I thought that'd be a funny thing. I don't know why there's a gap in the fence there, but I'm not going to go up. 100,000 subscriber special if I go up there. And I'll go up there and I'll take you down the canal. And 50,000 subscriber special if I go behind that footbridge as well. I'm not recommending you guys go behind that footbridge. I'm saying that. Yeah. And then, I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, probably about 2 years ago, I have had 3 kids. Stupidly, I was stood there, I remember. This was a few years ago. They came from there when I think it was literally parallel to where we were stood. Jumped down, ran across, jumped up. Like, what the fuck? I know, people are just... They do all the wrong things and then they're trespassing. And I'm like, you shouldn't be trespassing. You shouldn't be trespassing. Yeah. And then the other week, it was probably Thursday at the time of recording, and today's Sunday. I was stood there waiting to film 150. I think it was a 150 combo coming into platform 1, and a dad and his son, obviously, I got so warm. Let's see, I'm trying to reenact it for you. So he came down with his son. Bearing in mind the son's like 2. Came down and he stood here. Oh, there's a car alarm going off. The woman stood up there. I was stood there, and the kid pointed over to me and said, "Dinosaur Daddy." Even though I didn't have my Jurassic World hat on at the time, I could have put that on for him, and it's like, and then I waved to him, you know, because why not? So I stood there, pretend I'm on platform 2, waving to him, and I'm like, and then his dad was like, "What dinosaur was it?" And I think he said T-Rex. So it was funny how we knew the logo of the Jurassic World hat, of Jurassic World, shall I say? Well, yeah. So yeah, those are all the stories that I have for now in part 1. So I'm going to leave it off there. Part 2 will be coming out soon. I don't know how soon, but soon. So thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in part 2 of this. Take care, goodbye.